Hi guys, God here. In this video today I'm going to be teaching you how to learn Mp5, tips on it, really just stuff like that to help you learn it and get better with it overall. Now there's some different setups that I believe some of them are bad and some of them are good with the Mp5. You've got iron sight. Now obviously the iron sight is like the stock thing that comes with the gun, right? Now, the answer, yeah, it's pretty good, right? Don't get me wrong, but it has a lot of aim cone. And that just basically means like bullet spread, right? So it's not on the target. Now, moving on, we've got 16x. I would use this to practice, really. Like, I would never ever use 16x in game. That's just the worst idea ever. It's extremely good to practice the gun with though, and also 8x. Now, I have used 8x in game, but I find hollow sight is the best, for me personally. Now, hollow sight, it reduces a lot of the spread, and it makes the gun a lot more accurate. So, like, if you look versus this, and then versus this. You see, the hollow's a lot more accurate and not as much bullet spread. Now, moving on, we've got simple sight suppressor. Now, a lot of people like simple sight suppressor because it's a suppressor and it's pretty accurate. Now, personally, I believe that hollow sight is the best, and then simple sight suppressor comes next. But it's really down to personal preference. I wouldn't use any of these in game, or this, or this. I wouldn't use them. It's down to you though, whatever you want to use. Now we're going to be learning how to actually control the gun. And as you can see, top right of my screen, that is actually the recoil pattern that you need to pull down with. So you see this? If I pull down the wrong way, it's going to tell me. Now the server I'm on is UKN. You can join this yourself if you want to practice. But yeah, if you look at my hand cam, that's going to show you as well how to pull down and stuff, etc. Now, the Mp5, obviously, it's an SMG, right? So, the Mp5 does 35 damage. Obviously, depending on how much range you're at. And obviously, a lot of other factors come in as well. But a lot of people believe the Mp5 isn't good at range. Or it's too hard. Personally, I don't think that's the case. If you want to believe that, you can. But I would recommend practicing Mp5 long range. Because there has been some times where I've needed the Mp5 long range and it's worked out because I practiced it. So I think if you don't want to practice long range, that's fine. But like if you want to practice long range, then I do recommend that you sit in here for a decent amount of time, because obviously your gun's never going to be a straight line, but you can pretty get it close, like almost there. There's not much to do really with the Mp5. It's just that. There's not a lot of stuff you can learn. Obviously, with bullet drop as well, you have to actually think in your head before you shoot. How high do I need to aim above this guy's head? Usually, it's, I would say on my screen, it's only about a centimeter. So I would practice that, learning all the ranges of bullet drop. That's really helped me sometimes. You just land them first shot instantly. There's not much to do with the Mp5. A lot of it is just trial and error and just learning. Now we're going to be going to how much to shoot the Mp5. So sometimes you just want a full spread. Now, this really depends on how good you are with it, But another thing you can do while you're learning it is bursting it. Now, because the first part of the MP5 is pretty much just straight down, if you control the burst, if you get it well, and you keep doing the burst, then you can almost kill someone instantly. Now, I really recommend that you practice this as well as like the full square, because there's been a few times when I'm on low ammo, you can double someone like that. This really helps. Another thing is, a lot of people just practice UKN with the MP5 and then they think they're going to go into an actual server and then they believe that they're going to murder every person they see and go on a rampage. Now it's not like that, because if you've ever played MP5 before in game, you know that it's horrible at tracking. Like, there's just like long range, mid range, close range, it's pretty bad at tracking. And like, it's really hard to aim with. To be good at the MP5, you have to practice in game. Like, you have to go into Rust and just accept that you might die. Otherwise, you'll never be good at it. Like, even now, I still find it hard to practice. It's all up to you, though. You believe that you'll be good in UKN and then just randomly go to in-game and be a god, that's up to you. Although, from experience of teaching people it, I know that, like, you're not going to be good in-game when you get good in UKN. You need to equally practice both, even if it's on, like, a modded server. Getting the aim right. Moving on to the next thing is strafing. Now, strafing's a big thing in Rust, right? Because say I'm shooting someone, and I'm stood still, they're going to be moving. No one stands still, like this, when they're getting shot at. Now, if they turn on you, and you're stood still, they're just gonna... You're gonna be dead, instantly. They're gonna headshot you, and you're gonna be dead. Now, when you strafe, that means they have to hit a moving target. You see, like this. And that's a lot harder to hit than a stood still target. So even if it's a small strafe, if you can learn to stand up and strafe with the MP5, you'll barely die. Even if you do this with if you can learn to strafe with the MP5, or just a small strafe, and you still hit your shots, then you're gonna win most of the fights, really. It's just practice. There's no easy way around the MP5. You can't learn it in a day. You won't learn it in a day. You might get good with it in a day, but you'll never get, like, you'll never get better than good or just decent, you know? Like, you have to put some time in. Yeah, guys, and that was my MP5 tutorial. Hope you guys learned something, got something from it.